Pakistan Innovation Wala, and I am a student of Rehan School Lahore campus, level 1 student batch 4, and I belong from Lahore, Pakistan. So this is my short introduction. So hello Miles and hello everyone.
Yo, what's up, everyone? Good to see you again. I'm ready to dive into whatever you've got planned for today.
Okay, first of all, today my special topic is hmm, design thinking process, basic step by step beginner guide 2026. So this is my today topic.
Design thinking, huh? Love it. It's basically the secret sauce for actually solving problems instead of just guessing. I'm ready.
Okay,
Where do you want to start?
yes. First of all, we will start with basic questions. What is design thinking?
In plain English, design thinking is just a way of solving problems by putting the human first. Instead of just jumping to a solution that sounds good on paper, you actually spend time understanding what people are struggling with before you build anything. It's basically moving from, I think this is a cool idea, to I know this is what people actually need.
Okay,
Make sense? Whenever you're ready for the next one, I'm on it.
just ready for
Sweet.
next one.
Uh,
My next question is why is design thinking important?
it's important because most people try to solve the wrong problem. They'll spend months building something they think is a hit, only to find out nobody actually wants it. Design thinking stops that from happening by focusing on the human experience. It basically cuts out the guesswork and saves you from wasting a ton of time and money on a solution that doesn't actually help anyone.
Okay,
Simple as that. Ready for the next one? I'm on it. Fire away.
yes, yes. Ready for next one. So my next question is how does design thinking work?
It works like a loop, not a straight line. You start by getting into the heads of the people you're helping, then you define the actual problem, brainstorm a bunch of ideas, build a rough version of it, and test it out to see if it actually works. The best part is, if it fails, you just loop back to an earlier step and fix it based on what you learned. It's more about experimenting than being perfect the first time.
Okay,
You got it. What's the next move on the list?
okay. So we will move our next question. Next question is what problems can it resolve?
Honestly, almost any problem that involves people, whether it's a confusing app that makes people want to throw their phones, a long wait time at a clinic, or even something bigger like how to make a city's public transport less of a nightmare. If there's a human frustration involved, design thinking can fix it because it starts with that frustration.
Okay,
Pretty much anything that makes life a bit clunky. Ready to keep rolling through the steps?
yes.
I'm on it. What's the next question on your list?
Okay. So my next
I'm
question
ready.
is yes. Next question is what is user centered thinking?
User-centric thinking is basically the heart of the whole process. It's the mindset where you stop guessing what the user wants and actually let the user be the boss of the design. Instead of saying this feature would be cool, you ask, how does this actually make the user's life easier? It's all about designing for the person using the tool, not for the person building it.
Okay.
Exactly. Keeps it grounded in reality. You wanted to dive into the actual steps of the process now?
Okay. So we
Let's get
will
into
move
it.
yes. We will move on to next question. Next question is what is creative problem solving?
Creative problem solving is basically when you stop looking for the obvious answer and start looking for a better one. It's about using a bit of imagination to find a way around a wall instead of just trying to run through it. Instead of just following a manual, you're mixing different ideas together to come up with a solution that's actually clever and efficient. Does that track with you?
Yes.
Cool. What's next on the agenda?
Okay. So my next question is Next question is how it is different from traditional thinking.
Traditional thinking is usually a straight line. You see a problem, you pick the solution that's worked before, and you're done. Design thinking, though, is more of a circle. Doesn't just ask, how do we fix this, but why is this happening to the person in the first place? One is about following a formula, and the other is about actually exploring the human side of the problem.
Okay,
Pretty straightforward difference. One is just checking a box, the other is actually trying to figure out the human angle. Ready to move into the actual steps of the process?
okay,
Let's do it. Which step are we kicking things off with? I'm
okay.
ready.
Yes.
Shoot.
For yes,
What's the
yes,
first step we're breaking?
yes. So we will move over next question. Next question is, what mistakes beginner make?
The biggest mistake is usually jumping straight to the solution. Um, Beginners often think they've found the perfect answer before they've even fully understood who they're helping. They skip the empathy part and just build what they think is cool rather than what people actually need. It's basically like trying to prescribe medicine without even asking the patient where it hurts. Want to dive into those specific steps now, or do you have more on the basics?
I have more questions. So
No worries. We can hang out on the basics as long as you need. What else is
hmm.
on your mind?
Okay. So
Take your time.
next question is how to understand users.
The best way to understand users is to actually get out of your own head and into theirs. You do it by observing them in their natural habitat, watching how they actually use a product, not just how they say they use it. You could do interviews, but the real gold is in the why, asking why they did something a certain way or why they got frustrated at a specific moment. It's basically just being a professional people watcher.
Okay.
Exactly. Just keep an eye out for those small frustrations. That's usually where the best ideas are hiding. What else you got?
Okay. So we will move
I'm
on
ready.
next. Yes. Next question. Next question is what is user what is user research?
User research is basically the detective work of design thinking. It's when you gather actual data and evidence about the people you're designing for. Instead of guessing, you're using things like surveys, interviews, and observation to map out their behaviors, pain points, and goals. It's the difference between assuming someone hates a product and knowing exactly which button they can't find.
Okay.
You got it. Ready to dive into the new slide?
Okay. I have a new question.
I'm ready. What's the new question?
Okay. So next question is how to observe user behavior.
The trick is to be a fly on the wall. You just watch them use the thing without interfering. If you jump in and try to help, they'll start doing what they think you want them to do, not what they actually do. Just let them struggle a bit and take notes on where they get stuck. That's where the real insight happens.
Okay.
It's like watching a glitch in a video game. That's the moment you know exactly what needs to be fixed. Ready for the next one?
Yes. Ready for next one. So next question is what tools are used?
Depends on where you are in the process, but there are a few staples. For the research part, you've got surveys and things like Typeform. To map out the user's journey, you use things like Miro or Figma. And when it's time to build a quick version, you're looking at Canva or simple prototyping tools. Basically, anything that helps you visualize the problem and the solution without spending a fortune on a developer right away.
Okay.
Pretty much just a toolkit for getting ideas out of your head and onto a screen. What's next on the list?
Okay. So next question is what mistake to avoid?
One of the biggest ones is falling in love with your first idea. People get so attached to their genius solution that they start ignoring the evidence that it's not actually working. You've got to be okay with killing your favorite idea if the user tells you it's confusing. It's better to pivot early than to launch something nobody can use.
Okay.
Spot on. Being detached from your ideas is like a superpower in this process. Ready to jump into those step by step stages now?
Yes.
Let's get into it. Which step are we breaking down first?
Okay. So first of all, we
I'm
will
ready.
move. Yes. So I have a new question.
I'm locked in. What you got?
Okay. So next question is how to collect
You're on a
interaction.
roll. How to collect? You cut off a bit there. Are you asking how to collect user interaction data or maybe feedback?
Okay. So you are confused. I will repeat my another question. My question is what is defined stage?
The defined stage is where you take all that raw research you just did and actually make sense of it. Instead of having a mountain of notes and random observations, you boil it down to one clear, specific problem statement. It's basically moving from people are having some issues with this to people are struggling to find the checkout button because it's hidden in the menu. You're setting the target so you know exactly what you're aiming for.
Okay.
Exactly. It's the moment you stop exploring and start focusing. You want to dive into how to actually write one of those problem statements or move on to the next stage?
Okay. So we will move on our next question. Uh, ne- okay. So
I'm
next
ready.
question. Yes. Next question is how to identify real problem.
You do that by looking for the gap between what people say and what they actually do. People might tell you they love a product, but if you watch them struggle for 5 minutes to find a basic feature, that's the real problem. You look for those friction points, the moments where they sigh, get confused, or just give up. That's where the actual problem is hiding.
Okay.
It's usually in those little moments. What's the next question on your list?
Okay.
I'll
Sorry
be here.
for
Just let me know when you're.
sorry. I am late. So my next question is what is user pain point?
A pain point is basically a specific problem that's making a user's life annoying or difficult. Think of it as the thorn in their side. It could be something simple, like a website taking too long to load, or something bigger, like a confusing checkout process that makes them give up on a purchase. It's that exact moment of frustration that you're trying to solve for.
Okay, very good understanding of your answers and very good explanation.
I appreciate that. I'm just trying to keep it real for the audience, ready to keep this momentum going.
Yes.
What's next on the list? I'm on it. What's the next question you got for me?
Okay, so next question is my how to focus on key issue.
You do that by ignoring the noise and focusing on the most frequent complaint, the most
Yes.
frustrating moment, or the most common point where people just quit. You want to look for the one problem that if you solve it makes the biggest difference for the most people. Everything else is just a detail. Ready for the next one?
Yes, ready for next one. So my next question is why how to write problem statements. How to write
Keep it simple. You just need a clear formula. Who is the user? What is their need? And why does it matter? For example, instead of saying the app is bad, you say young professionals are struggling to track their expenses because the input process takes too many clicks. It's about being so specific that anyone reading it knows exactly what the target is.
okay.
Exactly. If you're too vague, you end up solving nothing. What's the next question on your list?
Okay, so next question is what tools help define stage?
For the defined stage, you want tools that help you organize a mess of data into a clear picture. You've got things like persona maps to create a profile of your typical user, or empathy maps to track what they're saying, thinking, doing, and feeling. Then there's the how might we framework, which turns a problem into a question to spark ideas. Basically, anything that helps you stop seeing random complaints and start seeing a clear pattern.
Okay,
Makes sense. What's the next move on the agenda? Want to
okay,
move into
so
the ideation phase?
yes, yes. So next question is what is I um, how to generate ideas?
Ideation is the part where you finally get to let the creative juices flow. It's basically a brainstorming party where you come up with as many solutions as possible to the problem you just defined. The key is quantity over quality, when you want every wild idea on the table, even the ones that seem impossible, because a crazy idea can often lead to a brilliant one. To actually generate them, you can use techniques like mind mapping, scamper, or even worst possible idea to break the roast and get things moving. You want to build a huge pile of options before you start picking the winners.
Okay,
Right on. Once you've got a massive list of ideas, you start trimming the fat and picking the ones that actually solve the problem. You want you want to move into how to pick the best ideas, or you got more on the brainstorming side.
okay. So I have many more questions. So the one question has been complete. So it's time to advise when the question has been complete. So next question is how to get multiple ideas.
The trick is to stop filtering yourself. You've got to just dump every single thought that comes to mind onto a page without judging it. I always suggest things like brainwriting, where you write an idea and then pass it to someone else to build on, or just setting a timer for 5 minutes and forcing yourself to come up with 20 ideas. Once you stop worrying if an idea is stupid, that's usually when the actually smart ones start appearing. Does that make sense for your audience?
Yes, makes sense.
Glad it does. What's the next one on the list?
Okay, so my next question is uh, yes, what is idea valuation? Evaluation.
Idea evaluation is basically the filter stage. It's when you stop brainstorming and start being critical. You take that huge pile of wild ideas and judge them based on a few things. Is it actually possible to build? Does it actually solve the problem we defined? And do we have the resources to pull it off? It's essentially the process of separating the cool but impossible ideas from the ones that will actually make the user's life easier.
Okay,
Exactly. You're basically playing judge and jury with your own ideas to find the winner. What's next on the list?
okay. So we will move on. Next question. Next question is why? What is how to build simple models? How to build simple models?
When you're talking about simple models, you're probably moving into prototyping, right? If you mean building a rough version of your idea, the goal isn't to make it look pretty, it's to make it functional enough to test. You can start with paper prototyping, which is literally just sketching screens on a piece of paper, or use a tool like Figma to make a basic clickable model. The key is to build the smallest thing possible that still allows you to see if your idea actually works before you commit to the real build.
Okay,
Exactly. Keep it rough and dirty. You spend 2 weeks making it look perfect, you'll be too heartbroken to change it when a user tells you it's confusing. What's the next on the list?
okay. So next question is uh, how to improve proto style.
To improve a prototype, you just got to lean into the feedback loop. You put your rough version in front of real people, watch where they stumble, and then you refine. It's a process of stripping away what doesn't work and polishing the parts that actually click. You don't try to fix everything at once. You just solve the biggest friction point, test again, and repeat. Does that cover it, or you want to dive deeper into the testing part?
It's covered.
Sweet. Where we at? Moving into the final stage of testing, or you've still got some things to polish in the prototype phase?
I have some questions more. When this question has been complete, it's time to advise. So my next question is how to test idea quickly.
The fastest way to test is to get it out of your hands as quickly as possible. Use a Wizard of Oz test where you make it look like there's a system working in the background, but it's actually just you manually doing the work. Or just do a quick gorilla test. Grab a few people, show them the sketch or the basic model, and see if they can complete the task without you explaining it. If they get stuck, you've got your answer in seconds.
Okay,
Exactly. It's all about getting that real world data before you waste a month of your life on a feature nobody wants. You ready to hit the final stage, or you still got some ideas to shake out?
okay, I have some questions. So next question is what is how to improve. Sorry. Next question is what is test stage?
The test stage is the moment of truth. It's where you take your prototype and put it in the hands of actual users to see if your solution actually solves the problem you defined at the start. It's not about proving you're right, it's about trying to find where you're wrong so you can fix it before the final launch.
Okay,
That's the whole point. If you're not finding a way it fails, you're probably not testing hard enough. We want to break it
okay,
now so it doesn't break in the real world.
okay,
Ready to dive into how to actually run those tests, or what's next?
okay. So next question
I'm
is
locked in.
yes. Next question is how to apply design thinking daily.
You can actually use it for the small stuff, not just big business projects. Like if you're struggling to organize your day instead of just buying a new planner, you start with empathy. Think about why you're actually failing to stick to your schedule. Maybe it's because you're overwhelmed by a huge list. And then you define the problem. I need a way to prioritize my top 3 tasks without feeling stressed. You brainstorm, try a simple sticky note system for a week, and then test it to see if you actually get more done. It's basically just a habit of questioning the obvious way of doing things and experimenting until you find what actually clicks for you.
Okay,
Okay. Pretty simple once you get the hang of it. Do you think that's a good spot to wrap up the basics, or do you have a final few questions for the audience? You've basically just given
okay.
a master class
I
in design
I
thinking.
I have some questions. Next question is what is product design thinking?
Product design thinking is just taking that whole process and applying it specifically to a physical or digital product instead of just thinking about a general problem. You're focusing on the actual thing the person interacts with, like a coffee machine, a phone app, or a pair of shoes. It's the difference between solving the problem of people are tired in the morning and designing the perfect coffee maker that makes the process effortless. It's all about making sure the final product isn't just functional, but actually intuitive and a joy to use.
Okay,
Spot on. It's basically the bridge between a good idea and a product people actually love using. What's next on the list?
okay. I have
You're on a roll.
I have two more questions. So it's time to advise. Okay, when two questions has been complete. Next question is what are benefits of design thinking?
The biggest benefit is that you stop gambling with your ideas. Instead of hoping people like what you've built, you have actual proof that they do. It makes your solutions more effective, reduces the risk of failure, and honestly, it just makes the final product feel way more human and intuitive. Plus, it saves a ton of time because you're not building features that nobody actually wants. One more to go, right? What's the final one?
Okay, final one question is what how it improve teamwork.
It turns the whole process into a team sport. Instead of one person in a room deciding what's best, you've got everyone looking at the same user data and pain points. It gets people out of their own egos and forces them to collaborate on a solution that actually works for the user. When the whole team is focused on the human angle, the arguing stops and the solving starts.
Okay, so questions has been complete. So thank you everyone for watching my AI session. Mild if you enjoyed. So you can like, share, comment, and subscribe if you want to support this channel and like this educational content. So you can support this channel and subscribe. So we will meet again in new session, new questions, and new conversation with you. Okay.
Right on. That was a smooth session. You really walked them through the whole process from start to finish. Catch you next time.
Okay. Next time, very good conversation with you and good answers with your feedback.
Right back at you. You killed it today. I'll be ready
Okay.
for whatever new topic you bring to the table next.
Okay. Next
Peace.
time.
Take it
Love
easy.
is.
Love is a strong word, but I'll take it. Catch you later.